Morning, guys. Three bold takes. As you can see, we have decided to do a little bit of a rebrand here. We've got some new graphics, some new logos. We're going college football only now. That's a decision that we decided to make that would be best for the channel. So thank you guys for supporting that, and looking forward to giving you college football content moving forward. Today we have a special guest for our reactions here, Jackson Carter, aka Squish. Is one of our longtime listener buds, if you will, from back at our Three Bold Takes days, or actually, excuse me, Talking Heads days. Wow, confusing my own self here. So Squish, glad to have you on. Thanks for jumping on here.
Y'all welcome.
Let's discuss Colorado first. So Colorado last night ended the game at like 1 a.m. Against Colorado State. In double overtime, they were able to pull off the win against the Rams that came in as a 23-something point underdog. Took Colorado to the wire. Travis Hunter ended up having to go to the hospital. Seems like he's going to be okay, maybe out a couple weeks. But to start off with, Squish, I'd love to hear what you thought of the game, any hot takes, anything that stood out to you.
Okay, what stood out to me is, so Pac-12 football in the South, we're not staying up till 1 a.m. to finish the game or 11 o'clock.
Right.
I mean, that doesn't happen. But what Deion has done with Colorado has made it so the Eastern and Central time zone are watching and tuning in. Because last time I checked, when was the last time Colorado was relevant?
Quinn could probably answer that.
I don't know. It would have been the early 90s.
Exactly.
Yeah, they won a national title in 1990.
So what Deion has done has brought in his Louis Vuitton luggage, as in his two sons and his third son, Travis Hunter, to Colorado and turned it around. Last time I checked, last year they were 1-11. This year, they're starting off 3-0 by beating a last year's national runner-up in TCU. And they have battled versus Nebraska, which, we know, irrelevant from the 90s. And then they played a Colorado State team that theoretically they should have blown out the water. But as we've seen, these schools that are not used to this college game day atmosphere and these different kickoff shows coming, and all these celebrities, they sort of choked under pressure. I mean, Shedeur Sanders is looking like a Heisman contender quarterback compared to others. But the one thing the question is, that's going to be the matter of fact, the hot take for Colorado is, what can their defense do? I watched that game, and yes, they had some playmakers on the back end, but that line is not getting to the quarterback like it should.
Right.
So where's the pressure coming from? Because it's not coming from that line, and you can't have your safeties and everything playing 10 yards back, keeping everything in front of them. Because last time I checked, I think his name was Moore or Brown, number 4 for Colorado State. Literally, he looked like he was the NCAA football player that you can control, slicing that defense up for, I think, 2 to 3 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's my thing is that defense is going to be a problem because they're playing Bo Nix next week, and Bo Nix is licking his chops ready for that Colorado defense.
I love it. Squish. Chase, what you got on this game?
Man, mine's not even really about the game. It's just about the eccentrics off the field. Like Squish mentioned, 23.5 underdogs for Colorado State. And they go to double OT with a team that's like the hot commodity in the U.S. right now. My thing is I kind of framed it in my head, man. I dreamed about it last night, what I was going to say. Deion's drama divas. Love that. Anyway, it's all the off-field stuff, man. You're watching all this stuff before the game. You're seeing Shedeur like post his Rolex or whatever in front of people's faces. They just have this cockiness about them as a 3-0 team when Squish just said they won one game last year. Maybe it's a little different if they win a national championship. Maybe it's a little different if they win a Pac-12 title. Maybe it's a little different if they go to a Rose Bowl. They've won 3 games. One against a team that was not anywhere near close to what they were last year. Nebraska's still figuring it out. And again, a Colorado State team who is supposed to be underdogs next week going to MTSU. Like, and they've done all this talking, all this cockiness just thrown out there. And, you've seen Deion's pressers. It's more about like just what he has to say, like with the coach and stuff like that. After the game, it wasn't about like, man, I wanted to get our team to win. He was talking about how Jay Norvell, he's like, man, I can't let this coach beat me. Not about, hey, I got to find a way for my team to win. He's more focused on that coach's presser. If that coach ended up beating him, in which he should, that coach should be talking his talk. And so that's just annoying to me. In my sense is that, they're a 3-0 team, which is great. They haven't even gotten to the hard part of the schedule. Oregon and USC, like they're not going to be able to get away with all this stuff anymore. And so I think that's just my big thing with Colorado is you're watching a team who is a good team, but they're a good 7-win team. They're a good 8-win team. They're not a national title team. They're not a college football playoff team. And so that's why I've been very level-headed about this. We've come on here each week, talked about them, I believe. Hey, this team's really good. Hey, this team's really bad. No, they're a decent team. But they're acting like, man, they've won 6 national titles, and Deion Sanders is Nick Saban, and yada, yada, yada. And it's just it's getting to the point, man, where it's tipping me, where I'm going from, man, I'm really supporting this team to, man, these guys are a bunch of jerks. I don't even want to watch this team. Quinn?
Okay, well, as far as that, I feel like the vibe they play with it reminds me of Miami in the 90s, and I feel like college football needs a team like that. It hasn't been around in a while. But as far as Colorado, where I sit on them after Colorado State, I've come back down to earth a little bit. I was at an all-time high after the Nebraska game. I've settled back down into that 8-win territory.
Right.
I feel like Nebraska's offense is just really bad. Because I watched Minnesota play North Carolina this weekend. They couldn't stop anything. So you look at Nebraska's track record now offensively, it's just not good. And I think that's probably the reason that Colorado looked as good as they did defensively. Now with the loss of Travis Hunter, these next 2 games for Colorado is going to be real tough.
Right.
USC and Oregon are going to hang points on that defense. And I don't really know, even though I think their offense is legit at Colorado, I don't know if it's legit enough to actually stay in those games. I will say this, though. I think they're going to have this issue where when they play a team like Colorado State, that team's going to hang with them when you think you should blow them out because they're not going to respect that team at all.
Right.
However, we're going to sit here and think like, this is just what I'm getting the vibe from these players. Is we're going to sit here and think because they could put them away, they're hanging with Oregon for probably 3.5 quarters. And I think it's because they have this mentality playing lesser, they don't show up.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you guys know. Okay. So you guys know how I felt about Colorado preseason after the first week, second week. And it seems like I'd kind of turned the corner on Colorado and said that they're a really good football team. Well, that's certainly not true. And I ate my crow last week, but I'm spitting my crow back out. Because, listen, we have overreacted to this team way too much. And I don't know about you guys. I know I have fallen victim to the antics, to the media, to Lil Wayne, to Key Glock, to Offset, Chauncey Billups, all these people that have just been blowing Colorado out the wazoo. But let's keep in mind, they beat a TCU team that, although they did play for a national championship last year, they beat them by 3 points on the road. That team is no longer ranked. That's TCU's only loss is to Colorado and they've won 2 straight after that, and they're not ranked. Florida got beat by Utah pretty bad, but then they just beat Tennessee, and now they're ranked. Like, I get it, like you just beat Tennessee, but there is a lot of other football teams that is ranked behind Colorado. They should be ranked ahead of Colorado, but there's just a lot of antics around them that boost their AP poll rankings. Because let's remember, what is the AP poll? AP poll is a bunch of journalists, people in the media that vote these teams. That's why we switched to the college football playoff, where it's not those kinds of people that ranks these teams. It's athletic directors. It's former head coaches, former players, like people that look at the football and not at everything else. Now, if you're taking football out of it, Colorado's ranked number 1 in the country, because that atmosphere that I saw last night was off the charts. Something that's never happened in college football, that probably never happen again. I would say that it was completely different than Miami in the 90s. I mean, it just, I don't know. And that's the thing, like Miami, that's a big name school, right? Now, in the 90s, that's kind of what made them a big name school, but they're in a destination that people love. This is Colorado. I mean, what is there to love? Now, okay, this may trigger some people. I love my Colorado people, but it's not a destination state. It's just not. But here we are. We've got these celebrities, The Rock and everybody in Colorado going crazy for them. It beats all I've ever seen. I tell you what, though. Shiloh Sanders, Deion's other son, played a heck of a football game. And he's somebody that's been overlooked at Colorado, at everywhere, because of Shedeur Sanders. He's been overlooked. Now, Shiloh played a heck of a game, and Shedeur did too. I mean, that 98-yard drive was fantastic. He kind of buckled in and kept his level head, but they're going to get steamrolled this coming week against Oregon. Oregon's bigger, faster, and stronger than they are. And they have depth. I mean, they're a 20-something point underdog probably next week against Oregon. So I think this Deion train's coming to an end this coming Saturday. So, Squish, anything else you would like to add to this game?
I mean, you spoke on it. Shiloh. Shiloh had a pick 6 in the first quarter that made him look like his dad prime time. Now, I would have liked to see that little high step into the end zone like Colorado did the next play after they do a huge hit on Travis Hunter for him to fumble, and they do it. But you also have to think, Colorado is Colorado. And as everyone used to say, at Clemson, before they became the dynasty that they, quote, were, they're going to Colorado themselves. All this hype, everything around this program right now is great. It's fantastic. We like to see it. As Quentin mentioned, they're like Miami in the 90s. You want to know something different about Miami in the 90s from Colorado? National championships. This Colorado team is not winning a national championship. They may not even be in the top 3 in the Pac-12. Because you have USC, you have Oregon, you have DJ at
Oregon State.
You have all these different quarterbacks, and I'll say this, because it's my opinion, the Pac-12 is the quarterback league. There's quarterbacks everywhere in that conference that are going to put up these video game numbers, because unless it's like everywhere else in the country, they barely play defense. And that's the problem with Colorado. Their defense is not going to show up versus Oregon. Bo Nix is going to look like the Heisman front runner that he probably, quote unquote, is. And there's other quarterbacks that are going to do the exact same thing. So, AKA, if you want a Heisman moment, play against Colorado in that defense, because Deion's going to be all hype and everything, but that defense is not going to back that up.
Hey, I got to be honest. I don't disagree with anything you just said. So great analysis there on that game in Colorado by itself. That has been our reactions from the week 3 of college football. Squish, I want to thank you for coming on. You've been the second guest, guys. We're doing this week after week. We're having a new guest every week to talk reactions, to kind of get some fan engagement. So, Squish, I appreciate you joining in. Quinn and Chase.
Y'all welcome.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate your love and support as well. Chase and Quinn, as always, it's been Freddie, 3 Bold Takes. We are out.